And we are on. Welcome back. We got Medieval Dynasty, episode 100 today. Yay! I thought I would never say that. um, so, 100 episodes, and here's what I got planned. So, I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a community thank you to start off the episode. I feel like it seems fitting. I'm going to go over some numbers and just how, to me, how crazy it is that people watch me. I guess I'll explain what I mean. I want to do a couple specific thank yous. We got a comment to highlight, um, a bunch of that stuff, and probably what I'm gonna do is, if that's kind of not your thing, which it's cool. You just want to watch the gameplay. I mean, I would recommend kind of hanging out and listening. I guess I think it's cool, right? It's 100 episodes. If you've been following, you're probably gonna want to listen. Um, but if not, if you're just like, I don't know who this guy is, I just want to watch some gameplay, and it's the first video you've watched in a long time, I'll put a timestamp up. And I don't think we're going to do too much gameplay wise today. I have a roadmap of like the next 4 episodes of stuff that I want to do. I'll go over that later, probably towards the end of the episode. But yeah, again, timestamp up for just some gameplay, and I think what we'll do is we're probably going to add one more market stall, right? So we're going to have our single market person have a significant other in the future, and we'll put them up as a tool market stall. That way we can control the iron a bit more. So that's what we will get into. But before we do that, I want to go over a lot of this cool stuff, right? So I got some stuff pulled up on the computer. We're going to get to a specific comment, but before we do that, I want to. Let's see. Mr. Dean, if you're tuning in and you're listening, your comment will be coming up. I did tell him, specifically, he's kind of got the highlighted comment for the episode, right? So what a cool episode to like get your comment highlighted in, right? The 100th episode, and I'm kind of like thanking everybody. But I will be getting to that. But before we do, and I got a bunch of crap pulled up here. So how do we get started? I kind of want to just say thanks to everybody who has been tuning in, because when I started this, it was like, if you told me I had 270 some subs after 3.5 months well, I guess, yeah, it's 3 full months and another half. You get what I'm saying. If you said I'd have that, and I pulled up the numbers, so far, sorry if you hear the siren in the background. We'll get into that too. 43,000 plus views, in 3.5 months. Or 270 subs, whatever it is. I think that's just insane. 7.8 watch hours. If somebody told me that I'd have those numbers after a few months, I probably would have slapped them for being a liar. I completely thought, it would be, I don't know, maybe 10, 20 subs. It'd be basically my friends, and maybe I'd have like the top video I did had like 20 views on it. Like, I was totally thinking that's how it was going to be, because I don't have any YouTube background. I did a lot of baseball stuff on YouTube, but it was private videos, and they were like scouting videos, so something completely different, right? But yeah, I wanted to mention that because I think that's insane. And right, like, I want to thank people for the views, I guess, in general. Because another big thing that I always talk about is I'm never going to ask anybody for anything, right? Like, when we get a little bigger, right, there's going to be like the memberships and all that crap, and the super chats, and one of my big things, and it's always going to be like this. Like, if I have 1 million subscribers, I'm not going to change. I'm never going to ask anybody for anything, right? Like, I have some goals and ideas in the future, but it's never going to be me just saying, hey, donate to the channel, right? Like, I'm not going to do it, okay? But what I do want to do is, if people make that decision, which it's not going to say no, right? Like, if I'm going to do this full time in the kind of in the far future, like, I can do it full time for a little while yet without worrying about it. But if I'm going to keep doing it, like, eventually that's going to be a thing that's going to kind of have to happen, because the mortgage doesn't pay itself, right? But I'm never going to ask anybody for that kind of stuff. But what I will do is I am going to thank the people who do kind of take that step and do it, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with thanking people for I'm going to thank people for the views, you know, if they donate something or whatever it is, you know, like I'm going to thank people for doing that, right? Kind of, because you don't have to. So, but again, I'm never going to ask for it. Like even the likes and subscribes, you know, like I've never asked anybody to like a video or subscribe to my channel. I don't know, I feel weird doing it. Like I put that little like and subscribe overlay up on the end of the videos, and that's about as far as I want to go on that. So again, long story short, I want to thank people for all the views and for subbing and, you know, sticking around. Because that is another thing is, you know, being a small channel, like right now, you know, I live in a I don't want to say crappy, but I live in an apartment. You know, I just moved back after contracting, you know, lost my house due to the family breaking up and all that, right? Nobody wants to hear my sob story. But, you know, so I'm living in an apartment after a contract because I moved back home because I just, you know, my daughter wanted me to be around more, you know, which makes sense. And I'll get into that a little bit more too. You know, so every once in a while, I'm sure you hear some sirens and right, like I don't have the big fancy YouTuber office, you know, and like someday, hopefully I will. Hopefully this summer I'm gonna get a house, which will help a lot. But that's gonna kind of segue into my next thoughts here. So kind of like what's going on, where are we going, especially like, and I want to relate a lot of things to Medieval Dynasty here, but I have gotten like some questions about what we're going to be doing, and I want to highlight the first one here. So this is what I was talking about with Mr. Dean, so I'm going to put that up. And super cool comment here, right? You know, and we have like our comments that are kind of regularly popping in, which I'm going to thank them in a second. But you know, we also have like comments here and there that kind of pop in from like a new, you know, a new guy or gal that had commented, and this was one of them that I thought was super cool. So I just wanted to say I've been keeping up with the videos, playing along. He's in the decorating phase now with his village, and I've been a big inspiration, which obviously it makes me feel good when people say nice stuff like that, because it's just like, man, it's just crazy still to me that anyone wants to watch and, you know, like thinks it's cool and is playing along, and it's great. And then, so the next question, so this is what I want to get into, is would you want to visit people's villages at the end of the series? So, long story short, on that specific question, I'm not sure yet. But I want to get into why and eventually maybe what we're going to be doing. First of all, thank you for the comment, and let's get into that part of it. So I've kind of said the thank yous, right? Ooh, you know what? Real quick, one more thank you before I get too crazy into this. I wanted to pull up the other number that I thought was just insane to me. So if we go back into the thank yous real quick. Sorry, I will get back into that. So the other thing is, like when I got started, right, I had no background at all in this. My very first video that I like put up, I had no subscribers at the time, and it you know, it was one of those, right, where I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like 10 views maybe in a month. I put it up with nothing, right? And one of my best buddies, Brick, you know, someone I've talked to him about him. He's like, oh, dude, he's like, he texted me from work the next day. He's like, you got like 300 views on your video, and I was like, no way. And so yeah, he's like, dude, every time that you get like a view or not, what do you say? Every time you get like 100 views, we're gonna have to go out to the you know, and do a shot. And then it was getting up to where it was like over 800, and then it was like over 1,000. I was like, oh man, like we're gonna have to do a lot of shots. And he's like, yeah, Lily, my daughter, the other part of the chaos, he's like, she's gonna have to come pick us up from the hospital, you know. And it was just crazy to me because I still have no idea why people watch it, but you know, I guess the algorithm caught it right. But it was like, I don't have any idea what I'm doing now, but at that time I really had no idea what I was doing. So if you go back and look at that, it's like, you know, like the talking is, it was hard to like play and talk at the same time, especially early on. But like right now, that's got like 4,500 some views, right? And you know, right, small channel, like that's, for me, that's just insane, just thinking about that, you know. And hopefully we get to the point where like every video has that amount of views after a day or something. Like that'd be cool, right? But for right now, you know, like I think that's super cool. So I wanted to bring that up. But anyways, right, we all know this is unscripted, and we all know how my memory is, so I'm gonna bounce around probably a little bit here. But all right, so getting back to the question, like where we're going. So obviously this summer I want to get into a house. That's going to help me, and I'm going to grab a drink and eat some food here, in the game while I'm talking about this. Yeah, so like what I want to do is I want to talk. We'll talk some more about that. I'm going to get some food and drink here. Sorry for the weird cut there. Let's see. Got a little food. Got a little water. Um, yeah, there was a again, all part of being the small YouTuber thing. Sometimes you see weird cuts and it's just because there's like a loud noise outside. So like I want to get to a house, right? So I don't have that, and it's kind of part of the growing as a small channel, like hopefully we get real big and then people are like, "Oh yeah, I remember when you used to have to do cuts because there'd be a stupid loud noise outside like there just was." Um, but so we're gonna go in that direction, and that kind of leads me into this. Like um, right now, for me to visit another village, I have a couple thoughts on it. First of all, like it would take a little bit of setup, right? Like I would almost have to have like a list, because I don't want to go there into somebody else's game, but then I'm like freezing, I have no food, I have no water, right? So it's almost like I would need you to give me some hand-me-down clothes or something. You know what I mean? So I don't want my player complaining the whole time while we're doing it. So like there's that aspect of it. But then there's like we got to test your if you want to talk in the video, like we got to test out your sound. I got to make sure it's coming through on my end and all of that. So again, to answer the question, eventually, yeah, I for sure want to do that. It's just right now, and especially with me being gone, like a lot of these videos now, I'm gonna be filming like 7 days in advance. So like I don't like that part either, but it's just like for this summer, like I still need to make money, right? Like I'm not making any money on YouTube right now, so I need to make money. I still need to be coaching, and coaching a lot, right? This is kind of my time of the year to make money, so I know it sucks. And a big thing that I like doing is I like to film a day at a time because I want the comments, and that way there's a ton of comments and good suggestions, so I can kind of go off of that. Like right now, that's going to be kind of a setback to where like you might make a comment and I can't apply it or test it out for like 5 or 6 episodes. So it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, God, I kind of know it sucks, and I hope people stay around. I hope it doesn't bug them that I have to film 5 to 7 episodes in advance. But so again, I think eventually I do want to do that. I don't know if it's going to be if we do it, it's probably going to be near the end of summer. So like I hope Mr. Dean and a lot of other people that if you want me to come like visit your village, because I thought it'd kind of be fun to do like an MTV Cribs thing. Like if you're real young, look it up. But like where I come and I like check out your village and you show me around, that'd be cool. But yeah, I think that one's going to be more of like an end of summer-ish thing, like when I'm not traveling anymore. So I hope that doesn't disappoint anybody. Like I for sure want to do it, but I have another idea similar to that. But first, I want to get into we are thinking of doing a Discord, right? So in the meantime, what I kind of want to do is I'm gonna get this Discord up hopefully by May. Right now, I'm researching it a little bit, and the problem is, right, like one of those growing things is I've never put up my own Discord channel. Like I'm a part of Discord channels, but I've never like done my own. So I'm kind of looking into that. I want to make sure it's good. Um, and I think what we're gonna do there is it'll give people the opportunity to put up posts from this game, right? So we'll have like a specific, I don't know what they would call it, a thread maybe for Medieval Dynasty. And then I want you to put up like your post of stuff about the game, but I also want you to like to put up images or clips or videos. So I think that would be cool too. Like you can put up your own video and then like I'll show it and then I'll react to it, right? Like we'll put it up on the channel. Or we'll put up a bunch of images, like say you just have like a bunch of cool images from your village, right? Like I'm gonna showcase a collection of your things, because that I can do while I'm gone. Does that kind of make sense? Um, so yeah, that's kind of the plan for that. Kind of the community event, I guess you would call it, is. And I was gonna wait till we got up to 500 subs, but I've had some people asking for it, so we are gonna get up the Discord as quick as we can. Like I said, probably in the next 15 days or so. But I'll put that up. Right, and then so in the meantime, I'd love pictures and videos and clips and all that, and we're going to show it on the channel. So to answer Mr. Dean's question some more, I hope that kind of fulfills that until maybe near end of summer when I can get back and maybe put up just some regular MTV Crib things. And then going off of that, so I hope that answers everybody's kind of like, I want to get more engagement, and I think the Discord will do that for a little while, and then yeah, towards the end of the series, or we'll come back to the series, here and there, and we'll put up some cool videos of me visiting other towns for sure. I think that's a cool idea. I really like it. And going off of that, one of the first big community events, and give me some feedback on this on what people think. But we're thinking of doing a multiplayer series, me and Brick, of Ark, right? And I know Ark has had some backlash, but overall it's a great game. The new game is awesome. So what we're thinking of doing is, and it would kind of be like a community event where first we'd go in and do some episodes, and then after that, like I would get our own server as a community, and then depending on how big we are at the time, it would be like if you're a member, send me a message and you can join the server. Or maybe we're not that big yet and it's just kind of a first come first serve, like or we'll do like a raffle. Maybe there's 30 people. I think it'll be a 20-person server, and there's 30 people that want to do it. Maybe we'll do a raffle for 20 people. And then what I'm thinking for the community event part is we're just gonna, I'll play. It'll be a PvE server. I don't really get into the PvP thing as much anymore. But I want to do at the end is I'm gonna show off like everybody's builds, right? So the thing about that is we can get more people, more than Medieval Dynasty. We can get more people in it. You can play whenever you want, and then I can come check out your stuff, right? Because it's all going to be in our server, and then I can highlight a bunch of the builds that you guys and girls do, and I think it would be cool. Again, if you're not into the Ark thing, I know that might not interest you as much, but I think it would be a fun community event. And then what I would do at the end is, let's say it starts, I might put on like a 3-month window. Like you have 3 months, and then like the last few weeks is just me showcasing everybody, and then I would do a raffle of like $100, or depending on how big we are. Like if we're about this size, I can see like a raffle of like $100 for like 3 people, right? Because I don't want to. I've thought about that. I don't want to judge somebody's thing and give it to like the top people, because then people can get upset. Then there's like, oh, you're biased towards her because she always comments on your videos, and it's like, okay, I get that, right? So it would just be a fun little raffle, right? Like you play the game with me for a couple months, and then you got the chance of winning $100, something like that. So give me some feedback. But Ark is the game that I'm thinking of doing on that, just because it lends itself so well to what we're looking for in that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. I think it'd just be kind of a fun thing. Again, I know this part's going to be kind of big, and I don't want to say boring, but like a lot of talking in the beginning. It's just, I feel like it's a good time because it's that 100th episode thing. So let me go into my notes here and make sure I didn't forget anything. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. I do have written down background. I don't know if I want to go into that too much, right? It's like kind of how I started the channel. Basically, I've talked about it before. I still coach baseball. I was a military contractor. I was gone for, I did that for 8 years or so. Basically, how the channel got started is because it's interesting because I don't like people. I mean, I'm a nice guy and I get along with people great, but, and it's not, so that's the thing. And that was a big part of why I just decided to have like a positive, fun environment here. Like I'm not dealing with any crap. Like if you're going to fire a comment at me, which I don't want to bring up because of the 43-some thousand views, I think I've gotten 2 comments to where I fired back at them, which, because I don't want to scare people off, right? But like if you say something stupid, again, and I'm not saying you're stupid, I'm never going to personally attack anybody, but if you say something stupid, I'm going to fire back at you because I hate that kind of stuff, right? Like keyboard warriors really tick me off. So if you say something stupid, then, like I'm probably going to fire back at you, and then I'm going to block you or hide you, I guess they call it now. And then the other thing was, like I had to do it one time where somebody said something stupid to somebody else's comment, which that's 100% no-go. And I've said, I have zero tolerance for that, right? If we're going to create a positive environment, I don't want you to be able to, like, you put up a comment and then somebody says something stupid about your comment, right? Like, just trolls and people that are going to be dumb in general, like, I don't have time for that crap. So, like, they're going to be gone, which I think it's worked out well, actually. Better than I thought, right? Like I said, it's only been a couple times. Otherwise, we've had a lot of good positive comments, right? It's just like I want people to relax and be able to put up a comment and have fun with it, right? And so I think that's all gone really well. But back to the background thing, yeah. So it started with her saying that, and I was like, ugh, I don't know. But it has gone way better than I thought it would be. People have been great. But, it came up as I was gone, and she said something, and it was like, we got to spend Christmas together. And she's like, Dad, you've missed, and I think at the time she was 10. She's like, you've missed 6 of the 10 Christmases. I was like, oh, I hadn't thought about it like that. And yeah, I mean, it's true though. Like I have a profession that it keeps me over in the Middle East, or it keeps me away from home. Baseball, I travel a lot too, but for sure the contracting thing. And I was like, man, like, and then I put myself in like a kid's shoes, and like your dad's gone all the time. Like, yeah, it sucks. And then one of my best buddies at work, it was like the week after that, he was just talking about how much he was a retired military guy, and he talked about how much time he missed with his family. And he's like, man, you're still younger than me. And he's like, my kids are all leaving high school, and he's like, just go be with your daughter, and that kind of stuff. And so that's kind of how we got started on this. She thought it'd be a fun idea, and I was like, yeah, okay. And I had a contract fall through that I was thinking about doing. So it gave me a bunch of time, and here we are. Yeah. And then one more real quick thing. I do want to do a couple more more personalized thank yous. So all the comments have been insane. Like we've had, the comments where they are, like Mr. Dean's comment, right? Like a great comment. He hadn't commented before, I don't think. And, he threw that up, and it's awesome, right? So like the comments here and there are great. I'm going to try to get to a lot of people, but I want to get to kind of like the top 5 or so people who leave a bunch of comments, and I just want to thank them real quick, right? Because all the comments help drive the algorithm and all that crap. And I'm going to start with this guy, Servant of Odin. So I want to say don't get me started on the he/she thing. Like it's from the name, I'm going to guess it's a guy. It might be a girl, and if it is, I'm sorry, but I'll just say they, so nobody gets cranky. So they they're behind like 56, probably 60 episodes or so, but I hope they catch up because they're a reenactment. They do reenactments of like medieval time stuff. So they have a ton of knowledge, and it's been super cool talking to them, and they leave a ton of comments, and it's great, right? So I just wanted to say a thank you to them. All the comments are great. I hope they catch up because I think everyone else will love the comments as well, right? Like it's just knowledge that you wouldn't really think of, and it's just side knowledge where you're like, oh man, that's so cool, right? At least I think it is, right? Let's see. So, sorry, hold on. I was about to die. So again, their comments have been great. I hope they catch up because I think everyone else will love their comments. Dreadnought, he's another one. I know, and he's got the other cranky old man or whatever it is, but he leaves a lot of cool comments too. Just a super cool dude, very down to earth. So say what's up to those guys. And then I kind of want to keep going down here. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just scrolling. If your name pops up, I'm going to say a quick little thank you. I know we have Nicole. Nicole's been a really fun person in the comments, so thank you to her. I want to say she watches a lot of the videos over like her lunch break, right? And super cool. A lot of good suggestions, a lot of fun stuff. Let's get into Pamela. Pamela Lee, 1508. She's a lot of great comments. She gets after me a little bit, right? Tells me when I'm being dumb, which is awesome. She knows I'm messing with her though. She's a lot of fun. A lot of really good comments there. And then of course Zelda. Zelda's probably gonna be like the first mod ever. She's great. Tons of really good comments, and she has a lot of knowledge on this game. She has a lot of knowledge on the other game we're playing right now too. So she leaves a ton of good tips. And she's just, obviously I've never met any of these people, but just getting to know some people over the last couple months. She's super nice. She's very, very fun to comment with. So if you see any of these folks in the, the comment sections, for sure, say hi, or you can say something back to them, shoot the breeze with them. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit more. But yeah, those are kind of some of the people who I would say have left the most comments lately. And again, if you're watching and you don't want to comment, super, super cool, right? Like until I made this channel, I've watched a lot of videos, given a lot of thumbs up. I never commented, not a single time, on a video. It's not something I was interested in doing. So if you're watching and you just, you're here most days and you're watching and whatnot, but not commenting, super cool. I get it. That's how I was. But if you do leave the comments, I appreciate that too. So, all right. So I've scrolled through the last few days of comments. I'm not seeing anyone else pop up. We did have one guy on one of the other games, but I think he left. He didn't like how much I was skipping stuff, which I don't think I was. I still don't think I was. So that was a Kingdom Come comment. But, oh, Duke Wayne. Good thing I kept going. Duke Wayne's got a lot of really good comments in here. Some tips and tricks of what's all going on. So, appreciate that. Again, I'm sorry if you've left a comment lately and I missed it. I think I'm down to the last 9 days. Again, I just wanted to kind of, let's go to sleep for the night here. Wanted to kind of specifically thank a couple people. But yeah, don't be like I said, don't be shy if you do want to leave a comment, or I love the interaction, and a lot of the village has been just ideas from comments. So, all right, well, she just came out of nowhere. Oh man, what are we? We're halfway through. All right, I think that's kind of the first. Man, how long did we talk for? Holy crap, we're already 26 minutes into the video. People are gonna see that. I'm gonna write that down quick. People are gonna see that timestamp in the beginning and be like, "Oh man, this guy's gonna talk for 26 minutes." Oh. But again, it's the 100th episode. I felt like it would kind of be something to do that would be semi fun. Just throwing some thanks out there. So again, I'll kind of continue to do it in the future. I do plan on doing more of like I'm gonna call it like the chaos report, and it'll basically be like what I just did, where I'm gonna thank the people who have been, members or Patreons and all that crap once we get to that stage. Again, never gonna ask anybody for any of that stuff, but I'm gonna thank them by putting a video up basically. So it'll concentrate more on that, and then it'll concentrate on like what games are coming up, kind of how I talked about right now, and so yeah, this was kind of like a mini chaos report, I guess, but a little bit more specific to this game, I guess. I can kind of say that. So now, what I want to do is before time runs out, we're gonna fly into a village quick. Maybe we'll run down to Stoya. I don't think we've ran there in the spring yet. I do want to see how our crops are coming along. All right, that's looking pretty good. That's pretty good. So we got a couple more fields. Okay, so it looks like they're keeping up. Oh man, that was a lot of talking. Holy crap. Pebbles. Uh-oh. Kid's keeping the door open. You're letting the flies in, man. So what I'm thinking is we're gonna add a tool market area. Ooh, you know what I wanted to do too? So I had a couple people yelling at me that there's a way to... Oh yeah. Now, I'm just gonna say, apparently when you set up the stall, can I change it to unassigned? Let me see if this works, right? So we still have our market stall. Sort buildings, no. If we open it up, change good types, and then we change it to tools. So people were saying there's a button that shows up somewhere. So I'm gonna get into it in a second, but I don't see it. Maybe it's because I just changed it. But people were saying there's a button that shows up there to where you can do it monthly or, like all the time, right? I still don't see the button. Maybe I'm just missing. Oh, annual. Okay. Somebody was about to get real mad at me there. So it's in the top right. It's kind of that green highlighted thing, and it says seasonal management. Okay, and then it says R3, right? So now I can manage the stall by season if I want to, or I can manage it. Oh, so if you go on here, it doesn't show up, but here it does. All right. Again, I've played this game for hundreds of hours. I've probably put 300 hours into this game, and I didn't know that. So That's why the comments are so cool, right? I had a couple people yelling at me like, "Oh, hey, you can change it like this," you know, because last episode I had no idea. All right, so we got our tool stall ready to go. I want to go find somebody in Astoya, and let me double check and make sure housing wise we should have. Let's see, we should have a merchant up here. I got one. I got one. Yeah, one up here and one down there. So the one up here, we're gonna have somebody move in with them, and it's got to be a girl. So we have to find a female merchant. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with iron battle axes, and they're going to go 100% on that, because I can pump out quite a few of those. And it uses up our iron and our logs, which is nice. A couple of things that we're a little heavier on right now. So we'll kind of get two birds with one stone on that one. Man, the game's so pretty, right? Like the orchards, and it's still cool every like spring, seeing all the blossoms and all that. It was a little foggy out. But yeah, let's run down to Astoya. It'll just take a minute. I'm going to keep everybody with me in case we kind of run into something cool. Oh, there we go. Hold on now. It's time to get serious here. I don't have any good armor on, but we can booze up. I bet I can take out that dude. A little off there. Ooh, yeah. That was right in the face. Alright, let's see if I got... Oh, here he comes. Come on, buddy. Oh. I should be hiding behind a tree in case something looks a little crazy here. Alright, let's see. Oh, I might have shot that guy in the groin. Oh, wow. Yeah, this thing's, I think they're kind of, they're not armored the best. Alright, so we got some people around the horse, we'll remember that. We might go in, oh, it might have been everybody. Oh, no, we got one over there. Oh, what's up, buddy? Yeah, that guy didn't stand a chance. He didn't have any armor on. I don't think I've ever seen a little camp here. Let's try to... Let's clear it out a bit. Make sure there's nobody else around. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I really like keeping everybody with me, because you just kind of like naturally come up on this stuff sometimes, which I think is pretty cool. Makes it a little bit more... not engaging, but it kind of keeps you in the game a little bit more, right? We got some, well, definitely don't need more honey. We'll take that. Yeah, hopefully I don't miss anything. I know lately I've kind of gotten, I don't want to say lazy, but, you know, like I don't need this stuff as much anymore, and we got more money than we know what to do with. So I'm kind of just looking around to see if there's any, like, cool items, I guess. It'd be neat if they had, like, you know, like more personalized items in here, I guess. Like, oh, you take out this bandit camp and it gives you a chance at, like, this or this. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, this one's just right along the road here. Pretty crazy. Alright, see if we got anything else. We've got some contraband here. We'll take a little extra money. But as they say, the best money's new money. Alright, pretty cool, pretty cool. I wonder if they're ever going to let us build these. I don't think we can build them, right? Alright, I think that's about it. Let's go take a look, see at these guys, see if they got anything cool on them. Yeah, these guys got destroyed. Whoop. Alright, ooh. There we go. Silk shawl, take that. That's battle axe. Did I drop somebody over here? Can't remember. We did that. Did I check this guy up here? That's where we dropped that one guy, right? Wait, where'd he go? Isn't it up here? Oh, there it is. Oh wait, no, that's not the guy. Oh. Oh, maybe it is. Okay. Yeah, we didn't get him. Nice. Actually, I'm not sure. I don't know. Oh, here he is. Let's say maybe he fell down. Alright, he's got some extra crap on him there. Oh. Yeah, not that we need the money, but we'll take it. Okay. There's a couple guys out here. Again, sorry if I missed somebody. Kind of not super worried about their stuff. Alright, those couple guys. I think this guy. Yeah, there we go. Animal feed. We can always use that. Alright, on to Astoya. Man, those guys didn't have a chance against the crossbow. Holy cow. I haven't been down here in a second. Make sure I'm going the right way. Ah, yeah. Yeah, this is where we got clotheslined by that sign. There it is. Almost. Probably should have killed us. Oh, alright. Yeah, so like I said, we're gonna go down to Astoya. We'll pick up a, one of the young ladies from there and move in. She'll take part of that stall. We'll set the stall. I mean, it'll be a quick set. I'm just gonna go 100%, like I said, on those iron battle axes, because that'll do the iron and the logs. I know I could do the elite stuff, but that takes iron and leather. In leather, right now, we're in a really good spot, but if we use too much more of it, we're going to deplete it. But, you know, I mean, we could use it as it comes in, right? I get that, but, you know, we'll go with this for right now. Oh, man, there's a bunch of people here. Yeah, not worried, like, age more than the skill level is what we're going to go with. Alright, 24 and you're a 1,
very well, but
18 and you're a 3. Perfect.
Hello there.
Yeah, that was a nice find right there. Oh, where am I going? She's perfect for the position. Alright, let's go. Merchant. Is it this one? Nope, it's this one. Oh, man. My throat. I have a sip of coffee here. That's one of the things I still got to get better with. Like, I've been having, like, tea and these little honey drops and all that, but just talking for so long, my throat gets raspy and I can't clear it, and kind of a pain in the butt. Alright. Look at all these kids. There we go. So you are moving in there. And then I want to... close this up first of all. Wish there was a faster way to do that. Services. Alright, so this tool stall, we're going to keep it just on here. Right, she's going to sell the same thing the whole time. What do we say we're going to sell? Battle axes. Let's see if we can find that. That's a regular axe. I want the battle axe. I want the weapon. There we go. Excellent, yep. And the other thing, yep, and then let's get a worker in here. What's her name? Begin with a W. Yeah, should be right there. Nice. All right, so she's gonna sell right now almost 2 of those a day, but she'll go much higher than that. So that'll be good for the extra iron and logs. Man. Kind of want to look. Let's look real quick. A lot of these I am going to keep on the just the annual thing, right? Because you know, like that's just it's going to be the same for a lot of my markets. Now that I know this though, like this will be nice in case there's something somewhere I can think of where I would wanna really change it per the season, because a lot of them are working to where, you know, they're selling as stuff comes in. I should look at this real quick. All right, So the manure should be still coming in, but we're doing a good job of making it. Which I guess... maybe we can just pause this for right now then, too. All right. And then these overflow ones, these are kind of the ones I got to keep an eye out on. So we don't want to sell too much too fast. It looks like we're looking pretty good, though. All right, so again, that should help kind of balance out the... Those guys looks like he's got the cut purse set on. Should kind of balance everything out a little bit. All right, let's find the horse. We'll fast travel back. And that'll probably do it for this episode. We will go over kind of the next few episodes, see what's going on there. Pebbles. Oh. I really like that I renamed the horse Pebbles, by the way. Makes me feel good. Poor Pebbles and the other one. All right, let's go back on home.
Ah, you have returned.
You have returned. All right, don't let our horse die. God, that'd be terrible. The horse gets decapitated by that sign. You spawn in. Oh, that wouldn't work. All right. So that is that. Real quick, just take a look, see if there's anything we're super short on. Some of these things I gotta go and take and sell yet. Looks like we're okay. Probably throw some knives in there. We can do that while we're talking, and that's looking pretty good. These are still pretty high. That might be... The thing is, though, is I'm not, like, super worried about it, right? Like, the condition, so they're being used as they come in, you know, and the number's probably slowly growing, but the condition's still 100%, so I'm not super worried about them. They don't weigh a lot. They're catching up on selling those potions. We always pump a lot of those out, which is cool. Let's see. We do have a lot of dyes. I want to get into some dye usage. I didn't even write that down. Clay's leveling out. Firewood's still going up a bit more than I would like. That might be one of the next things we look at, too. Yeah, and then I do like having a big excess of the grains. It's right, like 7,000 grain weighs 74 pounds, whereas 7,000 salt weighs almost 3,000 pounds, right? So that's why we got to adjust that a little bit more. But I think it's leveling off. It's kind of nice. So it's getting there. It's getting there. We've lost about 2,000 kilos already since we kind of started the evening out process a bit more. I did have some good ideas, though, to where you can like kind of store stuff. Right, like putting stuff up or putting stuff up in the corners. If we get to that point, if I can't kind of balance it off by the market, then we will do that. That's one of the big things I like. It looks like Sengoku they're doing where the storage is a little bit more volumized. I don't know if that's a word or not, but right, like you don't just stuff everything into a trunk. Like if I wanted to have 1,000 iron bars, like those 1,000 iron bars, like you could put them into that trunk and it looks like it distributes it for you, but like they'll like line them all up here, right? So I really like that. I'm a big fan of that. I think it adds a bunch more realism into the game. You know, like if I'm storing 2,000 things of fertilizer, like where is it, right? Like I get it, it's in that chest and it has a limited value, but like volume-wise, like where is that? Where's the logs? So I'm glad they're adding that into it. I'm a big fan of games that do that. I thought about the challenge. It would be a crazy hard challenge, but the challenge of not putting stuff in the chest for storage and actually like putting it into places, it would just, I feel like it would be cool, but the whole, like half of every episode would be me stacking stuff, or like I'd have to do so much work off camera, I wouldn't be able to like put up a video every day. So yeah, so that's why I went against that. But if the game does it for you, like that would be cool. I hope they do that. So real quick, I'm gonna look at, let me pull up my things here. Sorry. All right, next episode, I think we're going to get into the fishing decor. So we're going to go down to the fishing village, and we're going to add some stuff there, right? Like, we don't have yards, the houses don't have shutters, all that stuff. That'll kind of be our next episode. Episode 102, then, we'll be doing some missions, right? So we'll get some missions in, some of the main story quest. 103, we're going to do some decor in the burbs, right? We don't have a town square down there. I'm pretty sure they don't have like the normal house stuff, the shutters and all that. And then the episode after that will probably be another mission uh, centric episode, but somewhere in there too, we're gonna have to do like a rollover thing as well. So that'll fit into there. But yeah, that's kind of the next 4 episodes. So still a lot to do, still a lot of fun stuff we're doing that I want to get at. But yeah. If you made it this far, thanks for sticking with me. I know this was like kind of a long-winded episode, but I think just a fun one for, I feel like every once in a while and that's more so going to be the Chaos Report, but especially for this game, it's been such a fun time. I wanted to just, kind of thank everybody, thank a few people individually, that type of thing. But yeah, hopefully it was semi-interesting. So, but yeah, I think that's going to do her. I guess with all that being said, hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. Go out there and be a good person. It's not that hard, and I will see you on the next one.